hiding out during high tide, coming out only during low tide on certain beaches around the world, is an animal where the males have a claw so big that it accounts for about 50% of their body. Well, what animal could that be? It's a fiddler crab. You can go to these beaches in North Florida and other beaches around the world, and you can find fiddler crabs by the tens of thousands during low tide coming out in the mud flats, and they're feeding. And as part of the video, if you look closely, you'll see that there are fiddler crabs that have big claws, or at least one big claw, and there's other ones that have really small claws. And you may be wondering, why in the world do these males have these really ginormous claws? I mean, look, they're not even feeding with it. They're just kind of carrying this claw around. Well, it turns out that in fiddler crabs, the ladies like the guys with the big claw. This is a textbook example of what we call sexual selection. Now, in sexual selection, the females or the males choose a trait on the mate that may not really help them survive, but it does help them reproduce and pass on their genes to the next generation. So when this male got this enormous claw, can't use it for feeding, it's so big. In fact, they can only use one claw to feed them. However, because the ladies like the guys with the big claws, well, then he can use it to attract them. This is a female, and you can see that she's using both of her claws for feeding. Let's take a closer look at how the males use their claws to attract the female. At low tide, the male will come out of his burrow, and he'll begin to wave that giant claw up in the air and hope to attract the lady. Now, we already know that the ladies like the guy with the big claws, but they also like the claws when they're brightly colored, and when she approaches, he better start waving it more vigorously. Now, sometimes the males will all get together. If this were birds, we'd call this a lek. A lek is whenever you get a whole bunch of males singing and dancing and displaying for the ladies. I think I've seen that on a Saturday night out at the bar, and all the males start posturing, just like these fiddler crabs. Male fiddler crabs start waving their claw early on in life, even if they don't have a chance at successfully attracting a female. Once they get a little bit bigger, their claw gets a little bit more size to them, well, they have a better chance of attracting the ladies. So there you have it. When it comes to male fiddler crabs, it's the size of the claw, how colorful that claw is, and how vigorously you can wave it all matter when it comes to attracting the ladies.